Imagine this: you've worked hard for 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. You're finally on the edge of retirement. The dream? Relaxing mornings, traveling with family, freedom from the grind. But here's the shocking truth. If you don't sell certain things before you retire, they will quietly eat away at your savings, costing you thousands of dollars every single year. In today's video, we're breaking down 5 things you absolutely must sell before retirement. Not optional, not nice to do, must sell. These are assets, investments, and lifestyle traps that drain money, create stress, and delay the retirement you actually deserve. So grab a notepad, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what to sell, but also how to do it in a smart, strategic way that protects your financial future. 5 things you must sell before retirement, save thousands. 1. Why selling before retirement matters. Let's pause for a second. Why does selling before retirement even matter? When you're working, your income is active. You've got paychecks covering bills, insurance, and unexpected expenses. But once you retire, your income changes. You're relying on fixed streams, Social Security, pensions, retirement accounts, and savings. That means every unnecessary expense becomes a direct attack on your financial security. Here's the reality most people ignore. The stuff you own can quietly become a liability. A house that costs more to maintain than it's worth. An insurance policy you don't need anymore. A car that eats fuel and repair costs. The list goes on. That's why today's list matters. Each of these 5 things represents thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars you can either waste or protect. Thing 1. OLD Insurance Financial Products. The very first thing you must sell before retirement is outdated insurance policies and unnecessary financial products. Here's why. Subsection 1. Life insurance that no longer fits. If you bought a big life insurance policy when your kids were little, that made sense. You needed to protect your family's income in case something happened. But fast forward, your kids are grown, independent, maybe even homeowners themselves. That same policy, it's draining you, monthly premiums that no longer serve your retirement life. By keeping that unnecessary policy, you could be wasting anywhere from $150 to $800 per month. That's nearly $10,000 per year. Money you could use to travel, enjoy grandkids, or simply invest safely. Subsection 2. Long-term care insurance, the smart versus bad policies. Now, don't get me wrong. Some insurance is critical. Long-term care insurance can be a lifesaver if it's the right policy. But here's the trap. Many older policies have skyrocketing premiums. They quietly eat away at your fixed income. If you bought long-term care insurance 20 years ago, review it now. Ask, are the premiums rising every year? Do the benefits actually match modern healthcare costs? Is there a better plan available today? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go or sell it for cash value. Subsection 3. Old annuities that trap your money. Next, annuities. A lot of retirees bought annuities in the 90s or early 2000s, thinking they were safe. But some of these products are riddled with hidden fees, poor returns, and surrender charges. Imagine locking $100,000 into an annuity paying 1 to 2% a year, while inflation is running at 3 to 4%. You're literally losing money every year. Instead of letting that annuity drag your retirement down, explore selling it back or doing a 1035 exchange into a better product. Subsection 4. Duplicate or overlapping policies, another trap. Duplicate coverage. Many retirees carry overlapping insurance, like 2 policies covering the same health gaps, or both a small pension life insurance add-on and a private life insurance plan. By selling or canceling the duplicates, you free up hundreds per month, money that can stretch your retirement budget much further. Mini case study, the Johnson family. Let me give you a real example. The Johnsons, a couple from Texas, entered retirement with 3 life insurance policies. 2 of them were no longer needed. Their kids were fully grown, mortgages paid off. After consulting with a financial advisor, they sold those policies for cash value. The result? They freed up $600 per month in premiums and added an extra $40,000 in liquid cash to their retirement fund. That's the difference between worrying about bills and taking a dream vacation every year. 3. Transition to next thing. So the first thing to sell before retirement? Unnecessary insurance and outdated financial products. By letting them go, you protect your cash flow and save thousands every year. But that's just the beginning. Coming up next, the second thing you must sell before retirement. And trust me, it's sitting right under your feet, literally. This complete part 1, and I am continue with part 2, real estate properties. 4. Thing number 2, high-maintenance real estate properties. The second thing you must sell before retirement is high-maintenance real estate and property that no longer serves you. Now, I know what you're thinking, but my home is my castle. It's where I raised my kids. It's full of memories. That's true, but here's the reality. In retirement, your house can become your single biggest financial trap. Subsection 1. Downsizing the family home. Many Americans enter retirement, living in the same large home they raised their family in. A 4-bedroom, 3-bath house made sense when you had kids running around. But in retirement, those extra rooms turn into dust collectors, while the expenses keep growing. Think about it. Higher property taxes, larger utility bills, more square footage to maintain, endless repairs that if you downsize to a smaller home, or even rent, you could save thousands per year, plus unlock equity that can boost your retirement fund. Subsection 2. Vacation homes that drain money. Here's another one, vacation homes. Owning a second property sounds glamorous, but in retirement, it often becomes a financial anchor. Insurance, HOA fees, property taxes, cleaning, repairs. Even if you only visit a few weeks per year, you're paying 12 months of expenses. Instead of holding on to a costly vacation home, consider selling it and simply renting Airbnbs or hotels when you travel. You'll enjoy the freedom without the constant drain. Subsection 3. Rental properties with low ROI. Now, some of you might own rental properties. Real estate can be a great income stream, but only if the math works. If your rental property is high maintenance, constantly vacant, or producing a weak return, less than 5% net, it might be smarter to sell. Why? Because managing tenants, fixing leaks at midnight, and handling property taxes is the last thing you want in retirement. Subsection 4. High-cost states versus retirement-friendly states. Here's a powerful tip most retirees miss. Location matters. If your property is in a high-cost state like California, New York, or New Jersey, your taxes and insurance may be double or triple what they'd be in Florida, Texas, or Arizona. By selling your expensive property and relocating, you could save tens of thousands in just a few years, money that stretches your retirement dramatically. Mini case study. The Smiths. Let's look at the Smith family. They lived in a large 5-bedroom house in Chicago. Taxes alone were $14,000 per year, plus utilities and upkeep. Once their kids moved out, they decided to downsize. They sold the big home, bought a smaller 2-bedroom condo in Florida, and invested the leftover $300,000 into a retirement portfolio. The result? Lower bills, warmer weather, and a growing retirement fund instead of shrinking savings. Subsection 5. Emotional versus financial reality. I get it, selling a home is emotional. But remember this, memories aren't tied to walls or bricks. They're in your photos, your heart, and your family. By holding on to a high-cost property, you're sacrificing future freedom for nostalgia. And freedom should always win in retirement. 5. Transition to next thing. So far, we've covered 2 major things you must sell before retirement. Unnecessary insurance policies and high-maintenance real estate. Both are massive money drains. But the next one might surprise you, because it's sitting inside your portfolio right now. And if you don't act soon, it could quietly destroy your retirement savings. This complete part 2, and I am continue with part 3, underperforming investments, risky assets. 6. Thing number 3. Underperforming investments, risky assets. The third thing you must sell before retirement is underperforming investments and risky assets. Now listen closely, because this one separates the retirees who thrive from the retirees who struggle. Subsection 1. Why risk is different in retirement. When you're 30, 40, or even 50, you can afford risk. If your stock portfolio takes a hit, you still have time to recover, rebuild, and ride out market cycles. But in retirement, time is no longer on your side. A major downturn can wipe out 20 to 30% of your portfolio overnight. And without active income from a job, you may never recover. That's why keeping high-risk, underperforming assets into retirement is one of the fastest ways to sabotage your financial security. Subsection 2. Penny stocks, speculative investments, hype plays. Here's what you need to sell first. Speculative investments. I'm talking about penny stocks, startup IPOs, hyped-up biotech companies, or any get-rich-quick plays. These might sound exciting in your 40s, but in your 60s or 70s, they're dangerous. Retirement is about stability, not speculation. Subsection 3. Risky crypto holdings now. Let's talk about crypto. Digital assets like Bitcoin or Ethereum can be great if they're a small slice of your portfolio. But many retirees make the mistake of holding 20%, 30%, or more in speculative coins. If you're holding meme coins, microcap tokens, or exchanges' native tokens, it's time to sell before retirement. Why? Because crypto is volatile. A single regulatory headline can crash prices by 50% overnight. Subsection 4. Underperforming mutual funds ETFs, not just risky assets. Even conservative mutual funds, or ETFs, can become underperformers. Some older funds charge high management fees, 1% or more annually. That might not sound like much, but over a 20-year retirement, fees can cost you six figures. Instead of holding on to underperforming funds, consider shifting into low-cost index funds or dividend-paying stocks that deliver steady, predictable income. Subsection 5. Bonds that don't keep up with inflation. Many retirees think bonds are automatically safe. But here's the trap. If you're holding long-term bonds paying 2% while inflation is 4%, you're losing money in real terms. Selling low-yield bonds and repositioning into inflation-protected securities, tips, or dividend stocks can help you keep your purchasing power. Mini case study. Mr. Hernandez. Take Mr. Hernandez, a 67-year-old retiree from Arizona. He entered retirement with nearly 30% of his portfolio in high-risk biotech stocks. In 1 year, those stocks lost 70% of their value, wiping out over $120,000 of his nest egg. After working with a retirement planner, he sold the risky holdings, reinvested in dividend aristocrats, and built a stable income stream. Today, instead of panic, he enjoys monthly dividend checks that cover his living expenses. Subsection 6. Emotional investing versus retirement reality. I know it's tough to let go of investments you've held for years. Maybe you believe in the company. Maybe you don't want to admit the loss. But here's the truth. The market doesn't care how you feel. Retirement is not about chasing returns. It's about protecting capital. It's about sleep-at-night money. And that only comes when you sell risky, underperforming assets. 7. Transition to next thing. So we've covered 3 of the 5 must-sells before retirement. Outdated insurance, high-maintenance real estate, and risky, underperforming investments. But next, we're moving into something far more personal. It's not a stock. It's not a house. It's not an insurance policy. It's sitting right in your driveway and in your garage. This complete part 3. And continue with part 4, luxury lifestyle liabilities. 8. Thing number 4. Luxury lifestyle liabilities. The 4th thing you must sell before retirement is luxury and lifestyle liabilities. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy life. Retirement should be fun. It should be about experiences, travel, family, and peace of mind. But here's the trap. Holding on to expensive toys like luxury cars, boats, RVs, or even collections can silently bleed your retirement savings dry. Subsection 1. The true cost of luxury cars. Let's start with cars. A shiny new Mercedes, BMW, or Tesla feels great when you're working. But in retirement, that $900 car payment, plus premium gas, plus higher insurance, can eat away thousands every single year. And let's not forget, cars are depreciating assets. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses value. In retirement, every dollar tied up in a luxury car is a dollar not working for you. Subsection 2. Boats, RVs, floating money pits. Next up, boats and RVs. People call boats a hole in the water you throw money into. And they're not wrong. Docking fees, fuel, insurance, repairs, storage. Owning a boat can easily cost $10,000 to $20,000 a year. RVs aren't much better. Tires, engine maintenance, fuel at 6 miles per gallon. It adds up fast. Unless you're living in your RV full-time, both are luxury liabilities you should sell before retirement. Subsection 3. Expensive collectibles now. Let's talk collectibles. Art, rare coins, baseball cards, even luxury watches. They might feel like investments, but unless you're an expert dealer, they often just sit there, tying up capital. Selling them before retirement not only unlocks cash, you also avoid the risk of fluctuating markets or theft. Subsection 4. Multiple vehicles or homes. Another hidden drain. Owning multiple vehicles or homes. A second SUV, a motorcycle you rarely ride, or a lake cabin you only visit twice a year. Each comes with insurance, taxes, and upkeep. Multiply that over 20 years of retirement, and you could waste hundreds of thousands. Mini case study. The Millers meet the Millers, a couple from Ohio. They entered retirement with 2 luxury cars, a boat, and a vacation cabin. Within 3 years, their savings were shrinking fast. After a financial review, they decided to sell the boat, trade the luxury cars for reliable mid-range vehicles, and rent out the cabin instead of keeping it empty. Result: they freed up $2,000 per month in expenses. And today, they take 2 international vacations every year instead of pouring money into unused toys. Subsection 5. The psychology of status symbols. I know it's tough. Luxury items can feel like status symbols, proof of hard work. But ask yourself, are they worth sacrificing financial peace? Retirement should be about freedom, not appearances. Letting go of luxury liabilities doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're buying back security, travel, and priceless time with your loved ones. 9. Transition to next thing. So far, we've covered 4 powerful things you must sell before retirement: unnecessary insurance, high-maintenance real estate, risky investments, and luxury liabilities. But now we arrive at the 5th and final one. And this one, it's not about what you own, it's about what owns you. This complete part 4. And continue with part 5, debt-heavy assets plus case studies plus final conclusion. 10. Thing number 5. Debt-heavy assets. The 5th and final thing you must sell before retirement is debt-heavy assets. These are things you technically own, but really, your lender owns more of it than you do. They're assets chained to loans, mortgages, or credit lines. And if you carry them into retirement, they'll eat away at your freedom. Subsection 1. Homes with large mortgages. Let's start with the obvious. A house with a big mortgage. Sure, owning your dream home feels great, but if you're still making $1,800 monthly payments into retirement, that's over $21,000 a year gone. And over a 20-year retirement, that's nearly $500,000. Money you could have spent traveling, investing, or simply enjoying life. That if you're carrying a large mortgage, downsizing or selling before retirement can instantly lower your monthly burden and unlock equity you can actually use. Subsection 2. Credit card debt. Next, credit cards. Retirees with high-interest credit card debt face one of the biggest financial traps. With rates often above 20%, carrying even $10,000 in credit card balances could mean $2,000 in interest every year, just wasted money. Credit cards are not assets, they're anchors. Sell off belongings you don't need, cut expenses, and get rid of this debt before retiring. Subsection 3. Car loans. Personal loans. Then there are car loans and personal loans. If you're entering retirement with $400, $600, or $900 monthly payments, that's money draining your fixed income. Instead of carrying debt into retirement, it's smarter to sell the vehicle or asset, pay down the loan, and free yourself. Peace of mind is worth far more than the latest car model. Subsection 4. Rental properties with negative cash flow. Finally, let's talk about rental properties. Not all rentals are good investments. If you own one that barely covers the mortgage, or worse, costs you money each month, you should sell it before retiring. Why? Because in retirement, you don't want to be a landlord constantly paying for broken furnaces, tenant issues, or unexpected vacancies. If it's not cash flow positive, it's not worth it. 11. Case study. The Johnsons. Take the Johnsons, a couple from Texas. They retired with $40,000 in credit card debt, a luxury SUV loan, and a vacation home mortgage. Within 2 years, their retirement income wasn't enough to cover the payments. They decided to sell the SUV, pay off credit cards with the proceeds, and downsize their home. The result? They slashed $3,200 in monthly payments. Today, they live debt-free, travel to see their grandkids twice a year, and finally sleep at night without financial stress. 12. Final recap. So let's recap. Before you retire, here are the 5 things you must sell if you want to protect your savings and live stress-free. Unnecessary insurance. Financial products draining your money. High-maintenance real estate that ties up your time and wealth. Risky or underperforming investments that put your nest egg at risk. Luxury and lifestyle liabilities that silently bleed your budget. Debt-heavy assets that own you more than you own them. Selling these things doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're gaining freedom, security, and peace of mind. Retirement isn't about what you keep, it's about what you let go of. When you sell these 5 things before retirement, you're not just saving money, you're buying time, freedom, and the priceless ability to live life on your terms. So ask yourself, what do I need to let go of today so my future self can thank me tomorrow? If this video gave you value, hit that like button, subscribe for more wealth and retirement strategies, and share it with someone who needs to hear this right now. Because the biggest mistake you can make in retirement is waiting too long to prepare. And thanks for watching.